Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Erica Limbago, your jolly with a hint of crazy sissy from 3BSME, and I will be your host for this afternoon as we immerse ourselves into an exciting and festive culture. But before we get too excited with today's event, we would like to request everyone to please answer the registration form found in the comment section down below. Again, we would like to request everyone who is here with us in our live stream to please answer the registration form found in the comment section down below. So thank you so much. Okay, so now let us first familiarize ourselves with our main topic for today. We have the Chinese lion dance. So it was said that the Chinese lion dance is a mainstay in Chinese New Year celebrations in China and in the diaspora. It is often recognized by a colorful costume that represents the head and the body of the lion. And this costume is often used by two people to make the lion dance. And furthermore, the origins of the Chinese lion dance go back to the early dynasty of Chinese history. And for many years, the dance has represented auspiciousness. With that said, the talk today shall discuss the historical and mythological origins of the lion dance, the appeal of the lion dance, and the involvement of martial arts in the lion dance. But before we proceed with this very exciting talk, we would like to first thank those who made this event more special. We have our presenters, Ateneo de Manila University, Ateneo Ricardo Leong Center for Chinese Studies, Chinatown Museum, and Ateneo Saladon. And of course, you also have our co-presenters, the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Jesuit Communications, Film Development Council of the Philippines, Shangri-La Plaza, and Red Carpet Cinema of the Shangri-La Plaza Mall for providing the films and supporting our movie film showing and live stream events. We would also like to acknowledge and show our warmest gratitude to our sponsors. We have Rich Prime Global Incorporated, Flexo Manufacturing Corporation, Ateneo Confucius Institute, Times Trading Co. Incorporated, Motivo, and as well as Cleo Activewear for sponsoring this event. And to further show our sincerest appreciation to our sponsors, let us watch these few short clips. Oh, wow, that was one cute video, am I right? So if you love working out or in general, you just love activewear, go ahead and check out Clio Activewear. We would also like to acknowledge that we are in partnership with the Thomasian Film Society, Association of European Studies Students, the Ateneo Blue Repertory, the Loyola Film Circle, and Cuisina. Special thanks as well to the Loyola School's Office of the Associate Dean for Student and Administrative Services, Campus Events Management Unit, and the University Marketing and Communications Office. But before I get too distracted, may I ask the audience if they know what the title for this afternoon's cultural talk is? So, before I get too distracted with all those sponsors and presenters, can anyone please enlighten or remind me what the title for this afternoon's cultural talk is? So the first person who can help me remember by typing in the full and complete title in the comments will get a prize after this event. So please hurry up and type in your answers. So again, the first person who can help me remember the title for this afternoon's cultural talk by commenting the full and complete title in the comment section down below will get a prize after this event. So the prize is a secret. It's a surprise. So you'll know later on. But yes, for sure, it is an amazing prize. So please, guys, help me out here. Please help me remember what the title for this afternoon's cultural talk is. So I guess, and from the screen right now, you can see a bit of a clue already. There's something dancing over there. I think that is a huge hint already, but I can't remember the entire thing. So I hope you guys can help me out. Please, please, please help me out by typing your answers in the comment section down below. And if you can help me out, you'll be getting a very exciting prize later on. I wonder what is the complete title for this afternoon's talk. And I really wonder who can give me the answer for today. Okay. Let's see who knows the answer. Please enlighten me, guys. Please help me out here. Don't leave me hanging. I'm still waiting for your responses, guys. And the prize is also still waiting right here. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. We now have a winner. We have congratulations to Miss Janella Gao. Thank you so much for helping me remember. So the title for this afternoon's cultural talk is The Chinese Line Dance, Myth, Magic, and Martial Arts. See, it was pretty long, so you can't really blame me if I couldn't exactly remember the whole thing. So thank you so much once again, Janella Gao, for helping me remember. And don't worry, you will be getting your prize later on. So again, the title for this afternoon's cultural talk is The Chinese Line Dance, Myth, Magic, and Martial Arts, which will be given by none other than Mr. Gilbert Jacob Esque. He's an instructor of the Department of Communication and handles classes in relation to Asian studies, as well as the relationships of media, society, and culture. He is a proud Chinoy and is always happy to share his culture and heritage to others. But not only will Mr. Ke talk about the lion dance, but he will also be showing us different videos that will demonstrate its skill. How exciting, right? I'm actually very, very excited. So I can't wait to see and listen to Mr. Ke's talk about this very special dance. Now, without further ado, we have Mr. Gilbert Ke. Let us give him a warm round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. 大家好. 新年快乐. So today we are going to talk about one of the most iconic forms of performance in Chinese culture, which is the lion dance. Now, I feel like a lot of you have seen a lion dance, especially if you've been to one of the Chinatowns in any part of the world. We have one here in Manila, which is the oldest Chinatown, established in the 1500s. Now, you might be wondering, how come we have a lion dance? Why do we have a lion dance? Now, if you do a quick Google, you will probably find a myth, diba? A story. So this story is like half true, half they're not really sure if it's true or not. So they said that there was an emperor during the Qing dynasty, which was quite late in Chinese history. So this emperor's name is Emperor Qianlong. So Emperor Qianlong, he was a real dude. We're just not sure if this account really happened. So Emperor Qianlong, he was a patron of the arts. So he was supporting all types of cultural development during his reign. Now, one time he had a tour in southern China. Sana all nakaka-tour right now, di ba? With the pandemic and all. So he was having a tour of southern China, and one night while he was sleeping, he had a dream of this weird creature that he has never seen before. A creature that had four legs, a quite menacing face, but at the same time, the creature had really colorful fur. And this creature was accompanying him in his dream while doing his rounds of the places that he had to go while on tour. So when he woke up, he said, I think that this creature, although it looks kind of scary, it looks kind of cute as well. And I feel like this creature is a good omen. So when he went back to his palace in Beijing, he told all the artists in the palace, okay, this is the creature that I dreamt of. Please draw it. So we have a record of it. And because he associated this creature with good luck and auspiciousness, he said that, okay, whenever we're going to have a party, we should have a representation of this creature to dance around. So they said that this was the origin of the lion dance. But again, we're not sure if this dream really happened or not. But what we can say is that there were some accounts of the lion dance starting way earlier in Chinese history. So they said that in early China, there were shamanistic rituals being done for certain occasions, and the people would usually wear some kind of mask of animals. So these animals were not specified, so I'm not really sure what kinds of animals those were. But one thing is for sure, the lion was not one of those. Why is there no lion? Well, China does not have lions. There are no native lions in China. So some of the historians said, okay, maybe the possible origin of the lion dance is during the Han Dynasty, which lasted sometime 200 BC to 200 CE. And during this time, the Chinese were having trade and cultural relations with other empires in the world. So they traded and had relations with as far away as the Persian Empire. So one time they said that the Persians from West Asia introduced the lions to China via the Silk Road. So the type of lion here is a little bit different. I'll show you a photo later. But they said, okay, they introduced the lions, which again was not native to China. So they said, okay, how cute naman this creature, and the roar is so loud, diba? So normally normally they associate the roar with strength and courage and all those things. So possibly they use that as an inspiration for the representation of the lion in Chinese culture and society. However, some historians are saying, well, possibly the lion dance originated in medieval China during the golden era, which we call the Tang Dynasty, around 600 to 900 AD. So this was the time when a lot of cultural forms as we know today were developed. Now, again, possibly the lion dance appeared during this time because they had paintings and all representing the lion dance. However, some people are also saying maybe the lion dance as we know it today began in the Qing dynasty, which is sort of connected to the myth that I told you a while ago. And it was also probably connected to the development of the Southern style lion dance in Guangdong. So this was again late Chinese history, late dynastic history around the 1700s. So you can see that the Northern style appeared, or at least was developed somewhere in Xi'an, which was one of the old capitals of China, while the Southern style was developed in Guangdong, which is in southern China. Now, I'll tell you more about these two styles later. Okay, so here you have a part of a giant painting of 100 children playing in spring, or Baizi Sichun Tuye. This is by Su Hanchen. So this was a 12th century painting, which was one of the early evidences of the appearance of lion dance in like public celebrations, like the Spring Festival. So this was also in medieval China during the Song Dynasty, which came after the Tang Dynasty. Now, this is the appearance of probable appearance of the lion that was introduced to the Chinese courts by the Persians. So this lion is what we call the Asiatic lion. It is a little bit smaller, and the hair has different colors. This is a little bit different from the larger and more like browner African lion, which we normally see in zoos, or maybe if you've seen the Lion King. So those are African elephants. Sorry, African lions. The Asiatic lion again is a little bit smaller, but again you might tell me it doesn't look like the lions that I see dancing around in the street, diba? So again, they said na maybe because the lions were not native in China, they tried to make it more artistic and stuff like that. So instead of looking like the lion that you see in front of you, it looks like the lions the colorful lions that you see dancing in the streets, so which you will see later. Okay, so that is for the myth and history. But what about the appeal and the magic? So magic here does not talk about the occult. So baka you might tell me na, ay grabe, ano tayo, witchcraft ba? No. The magic here mainly refers to how people give life to the lion. And it also is related to what meanings people in China back then put into the iconography of the lion. So as I told you, the lions back then, they were seen as something different, seen as symbols of auspiciousness and protection. And which is why the development of the lion dances were also hand in hand with the development of the guardian lions, which you see outside like temples, pagodas. The guardian lions are also sometimes called food dogs. And because lion dances are symbols of good luck, they're often invited in any festive occasion that you can think of, not just the Chinese New Year, but for example, birthdays, weddings, businesses that have just opened, and so on. Anything good. Now, so yun. However, how do they make the lion dance, diba? So that is actually one of the things that people always wonder about. Yun yung magic especially if you're a kid and you see that big thing dancing on the street tapos gumagalaw yung parts like the ears or the mouth or the eyes, diba? So a lion's costume has two main parts, the head and the body. The head is usually made of bamboo and paper mache, sometimes with lighter material, and the body is made of decorated fabric. And then the moving parts like the ears or the mouth or the eyes, they are individual parts that are connected to each other by strings and maybe some like very thin wooden poles, diba? And when you pull on them or move them, the parts will move. So I think that's the most interesting part of the lion dance. Until today, diba, when I see those parts moving, I feel like I feel like a kid watching it for the very first time. And now, there are people, of course, who have to operate the lion costume, diba? Some people actually relate to the lion costume as a puppet, diba, that you operate. So there are two people inside that costume, only two people. There could be more people, but they're usually part of the orchestra. They're not the ones dancing, diba? So inside you have two people. The person in front is supposed to maneuver the head, while the person at the back is supposed to maneuver the tail, and both of them have to act like they are the lion, diba? Now, to make the performance livelier, you have percussion instruments like drums or cymbals. But this is not just to hype or give excitement to the performance. This is also a way to drive away the bad spirits, diba? So, which is also the same reason why we light firecrackers, diba? It is a way for us to not only express happiness, but to drive away the bad spirits, especially for the Spring Festival. Now, these performances may incorporate tricks or stunts, like, they do tumbling, they do this and that. One of the things that is very iconic of them is picking the greens. Okay, so this photo you can see mid-stunt, diba? You can clearly see the two people. The front guy is maneuvering the head, while the back guy has to hold firmly on the waist of the guy in front. So they will keep their balance, and they will again keep the form or the shape of that lion. Okay, here is a photo of picking the green. So this is where the lions are attempting to pick a red envelope or hong pao, which is tied to a lettuce. Why lettuce? Kasi lettuce is called shangcai in Chinese, which sounds like shangcai or generating wealth. Diba? Alam mo naman Chinese and the homonyms, diba? So they associate lettuce with that. So they tie the red envelope to that lettuce. They hang the lettuce and the red envelope high up, and the lion is supposed to pick it, diba? So when the lion is able to pick that lettuce with the hong pao, they get to keep the money inside. Ayan. So I have a video here. I prepared the video here for you to better appreciate picking the greens. Okay, so as you can see, di ba, parang that one pala was done by the Lingnam Athletic Federation. So a lot of the videos that you will be seeing are from the Lingnam Athletic Federation. Someone from their group uploaded a video on YouTube. You can find many videos online. Now, di ba, super skillful, di ba? You have to do that for you to get the money inside. Di ba? It's so hard to earn money these days. Ayan. Okay, so the lion dance is formally called wushu in Mandarin, which literally means lion dance. Or in Lanang Ue or Hokkien Ue, in the vernacular, we call it langsai. So that is the formal name of the lion dance today. And as I mentioned earlier, there are two general styles, two main styles, the north and the south. So the northern lion dance, or peisher, they appear more like dogs or lions. So they look more realistic, kind of. Sometimes people say that they look more like Pekingese dogs rather than lions. Again, the Chinese people had a difficult time portraying the lion because it's not a native animal. So some of them had to base the paintings or the depiction on oral descriptions. So some of the artists have never seen a lion before, diba? So maybe the closest animal that they thought of was, I don't know, a dog probably. So the Northern Lion dance usually is performed with more stunts, more acrobatics, and they are usually performed in pairs, a boy and a girl. So I'll tell you how to differentiate the boy and the girl later. Now for the Southern Lion dance, or Nanshi, sometimes called Xingshi or Guangdongshi, these are related to the story of Nian. So if you don't know what or who Nian is basically a giant evil creature that used to attack this ancient Chinese village. And then the people discovered that this creature pala that would come every year is afraid pala of the color red and firecrackers. So in some versions, they said na they created parang a replica of this Nian para may katapat daw siya, may parang worthy opponent ba. But of course, this replica is maneuvered by people, which is of course the lion dance that we know today. And then while they were performing this lion dance, the villagers were wearing red, lighting firecrackers, and that was what scared Nian away. And that was how they celebrated Lunar New Year now. So, which is why the Southern Lion dance, they don't look like dogs, they also don't look like lions. They look something out of this world. Ayun. The costumes are more colorful. The performances incorporate more comical elements, just like self-grooming, scratching. Basically, if you have cats at home or if you love cats, you know what I'm talking about, diba? They like to groom themselves, nagpapakute sila, they jump here and there, they play around. But the Southern Lion dance has two parang sub-classifications pa, two sub-styles. One is the Foshan or Futsan style. This is, sabi nila, more traditional, more based on the movements and the stances rather than the comical elements. While the Heshan or Hoksan style is more elegant, more animal-like. Some say this is what you see being performed on the streets kasi it's more, parang it allows more interaction with the audience, diba? Kasi nga you're parang making the lion more playful, more approachable. And so I have prepared videos of both the Northern and Southern lion dances for you to appreciate. Okay, diba? So very different, very, very different. They kind of look the same. The movements are probably a little bit the same, but they look so, so different. So here you can see again the Northern Lion dance. Uh, on the top left, you can see the Pekingese dogs, diba? So sabi nila, the Northern Lion dance look like them. So you be the judge if you know the lion dance, Northern Lion dance looks like those dogs or not. I feel like maybe just the fur, but ewan ko, to each his own. The bottom left photo, you can see the guardian lions, diba? So the guardian lions are also depicted male and female, and I'll tell you how to differentiate them. If you go to any, you know, Chinese establishment and you see these two lions, if you see the lion holding a ball, that is the boy. If you see the lion holding a baby lion cub, that is the girl, kasi yun daw yung mother. But for the lion dance, which you can see on the right, if you see the red ribbon, that is the boy, and the green ribbon, that is the girl. Ayan. Now, for the Southern Lion dance, yun sabi nila, the Southern lions are supposed to be a replica of Nien. So, on the left is a rather modern depiction of Nien because I can find a very ancient one. So to the right, I think this is the familiar image of the Southern lion. I have one here. We have a special guest. So here at home, I have a small lion. So ayan. So this is a Southern lion. When I bring this to school, I usually bring this when I teach Asian history. People think it's a real dog, but no, it's really a puppet. Wala siyang anything inside. So this is a Southern lion as well. And sometimes the lions will have these parang words hanging out of the mouth. So like here you have Chow Cai Tin Pao, which is parang getting wealth or amassing wealth. Diba? So usually mga good words appropriate for the situation. Yeah. So what about martial arts, diba? So the martial arts gives the grace of the lion and shows the discipline of the performer. So this is not just pakitang gilas, but rather it tells you more about who is the person performing or what is the type of association producing these or organizing these lion dances. So we have what we call an Usher style. So sounds like lion dance, but the writing is different. Wushu just means martial arts lion, parang ganon. In serious situations where they focus on martial arts, they would highlight the footwork, the breathing, the stances that are found in wushu. So when they do their dancing, it's not just random na, again, hindi lang sila nagpapakute, but it shows you their skill, which usually takes years and years of perfection, especially if you want to be competition level. So like here in the photo below, you can see normally in competitions, the performers usually dance from one pole to another, and if your movements are not calculated enough, which again comes from years and years of training, you can get really hurt, diba? So yun, you can find many videos of them online. Now, so we discussed the myth, the magic, and martial arts. So what now? Ano ngayon? So okay, yun yung lion dance. But one thing important about the lion dance is that it is a way for the Chinese people abroad or in the diaspora to keep their tradition. And you might notice, I don't see a lot of Northern Lion dances. Bakit mas usual kung makita ang Southern Lion dance? Now, this is because most of the early Chinese migrants came from coastal cities, and the coastal cities are, like, majority of them are from Southern China. So, kunyari, here in the Philippines, most of the Chinese here are from the Fujian province, which again is in Southern China. In the US, a lot of them are from Guangdong, which is again in Southern China. Diba? So you see the popularity of the Southern Chinese dance more. Now, the lion dance is a cultural performance. It's not just, again, for you, okay, that's the lion, but it also has something to do with how they are preserving the culture. And this lion dance is contributing the popularity of the art in the diaspora. Kasi natutuwa sila na parang they feel at home when they see the lion. Kasi it's something that reminds them of China, especially if they're like first generation migrants. So the preservation of techniques and knowledge is dependent on the reputable associations available in the diaspora. So again, in the Philippines, for example, you have the Lingnam Athletic Federation here in Chinatown. Interestingly, the lion dance is also gaining the interest of non-Chinese people. So in the Philippines, you have pure Filipinos who were, kunyari, they never studied in a Chinese school or whatever, but they want to learn the lion dance. Maybe because they are intrigued by the martial arts, or they are intrigued by the fact that they have to wear fancy costumes. And some actually they learn it not only to learn a different form of art, but also as a way to earn more money, usually as extra income or maybe their bread and butter pa nga, di ba? Or their parang main income. So the audience of the lion dance is both Chinese and not Chinese. Even in the US, may mga non-Chinese like, kunyari, like American, for example, white Americans, diba, who want to learn it not to appropriate or to make bastos the culture, but they probably have a genuine interest in the culture, diba? They're enthusiasts. So these Chinese lion dances, they're often seen during Chinese New Year because the performances are public. So you just go to the streets and see them. Although, as mentioned, they can appear in any good occasion, but they're usually private, diba? Like weddings, ganon. Yun. So during Chinese New Year, they're also often seen with a dragon dance, which people normally confuse them for each other, but the appearance and the way that they do the dance is different. So you'll see that later. Okay, so here again, some photos of the lion dance in Binondo, Chinatown. That was me before COVID, diba? So a picture lang, diba? Red kasi nga, we want to scare the evil spirits away. Middle photo is again picking the greens, which you saw a while ago. The third is me trying on the lion's head. It's quite heavy. It's around, it can go from 5 kilos to 50 kilos. It depends on the material of that dance. So in short, mabigat siya. So please don't take these performers for granted whenever you see them. They're doing hard work. Ayan. So again, more lion dance photos from Binondo, Chinatown. But what I find funny is here in this slide, you can find like interpretations of the lion dance. So on the left, this kid is not Chinese, pero his dad kasi daw, according to the mother na nakausap to, he likes making arts and crafts. So he made a mini lion dance costume for his son. So sana all may ganon, diba? To the right naman, this is a common thing that you can see when you go to Binondo. Maybe not during the pandemic, no, so please keep safe, but on a regular day without the pandemic, you can see these, they're usually street children. So syempre, what they see, they do, diba? So what they do is they get materials from, you know, whatever they see na lang, and then they try to replicate the lion dance. Tapos that is their way of getting the attention of people, and some people probably give them small amounts of money, diba? Tapos even the beat nga nagagaya nila, which is funny. So I prepared the video of this parang interpretation of the lion that's by street children. The photo here is by Rappler, but the video is by Inquirer from a few years back. Okay, ayan, super cute, diba? Tapos they even understand na you're supposed to only have 2 people, kaya diba, these children kasi they're parang enjoying themselves, diba? So they take turns kasi kailangan dalawa lang yung nasa loob nung costume. Ayan. And finally, you have, again, this is another photo from Binondo, Chinatown, pre-pandemic. So you can see both the dragon dance and the lion dance in this photo. So the dragon dance is quite similar to the lion dance in the sense that it is parang a parang life-size kuno, di ba? We don't really know how big dragons are, but kind of life-size representation of the mythical animal. Now, but the difference is that for dragon dances, you have poles. May mga poste or like wooden poles that are being held by many people depending on how long the dragon is. So 10 or more people roughly, diba? And then they maneuver the dragon in a snake-like style, diba? Or kung ayaw yung snake, uod, o sige. Basta yun. Kasi that is probably what a dragon would do, diba? Parang squiggle, parang ganon. The lion, however, again, strictly 2 people, and they would be jumping about, doing tumbling, which is something that you cannot do with a dragon dance. Okay, so again, I have another video here, short video clip from Lucky Chinatown pre-pandemic for you to see how they do the dragon dance with the lion dance. Okay, di ba? So, parang very festive, very long yung drag. Actually, mas hassling yung dragon kasi it's super, super, super big. Whereas a lion dance is, again, just two people and the costume is, I guess, more portable. But, ayun. So, just to conclude, lion dances have evolved through time. They did not just evolve in terms of aesthetics, but also the styles. So you have the north, the south. In the south, you have two more styles, Hoksan and Futsan. But one thing is common with all these styles is that these lions all symbolize auspiciousness. Actually, I don't have enough time to discuss, but if you go to other related cultures, they have their own versions of lion dance pa nga. For example, you go as far as Tibet, you go to Mongolia, you go to Japan or Korea, even as far south as Indonesia. They have their own sort of versions of the lion dance. But again, that is not part of my talk today. I'm just focusing on the Chinese one. But they're related because of the cultural exchanges that we had. And all of these lions, even in these related cultures, they all symbolize goodness, auspiciousness, and driving away the bad spirits. Now, the lion is brought alive by well-trained performers and martial artists. So that is your magic and martial arts. And because of these creatures, diba, the way they are depicted, the way they are being performed, the lion dance is iconic both in China and overseas communities. And because it piqued the interest of many people, many people, Chinese or not, are interested in learning more about the Chinese lion dance, learning how to perform or learning about it like as an common enthusiast, which actually begs the question of what is the future of the lion dance and what is the future of cultural preservation? Is it only in the hands of the Chinese, or are we going to allow foreigners or non-Chinese people to help the Chinese people protect this culture, diba? So that is something that we will constantly answer through life. But now I think it is a bit of a parang cooperation of both Chinese and non-Chinese. Okay, so with that, thank you so much. 谢谢大家，恭喜发财，万事如意。Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that very wonderful talk, Sir Gilbert. Yeah, I know everyone actually really enjoyed it. To be honest, it was so informative for me. I've witnessed the lion dance so many times before, and even during when there were still like face-to-face classes and in Ateneo, every Chinese New Year, Celadon will always have this tradition of having a Chinese lion dance. But I never really knew much about its history, how it came about. So your talk was definitely very informative. In fact, I didn't know that the picking of the red envelope was actually called picking the grade. So thank you so much for telling us about that. I didn't also know that there are actually different styles of lion dance. I really thought it was only one. And yeah, I didn't before when I was still younger, whenever I see lion dance and dragon dance, I always mix those up. But yes, thank you so much for clearing that up for everyone right now. And yeah, definitely. Whenever I go to malls, also sometimes I see those lions, and I didn't know that they were actually guardian lions. So now I know. So
Yeah,
I
you should
also
watch out for
yeah,
them.
yeah, definitely. So when I come back to one of the malls here in our province, I'll see if one is bringing the ball and which one is bringing the cub for me to know which one is the girl or the boy. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed your talk very much today, Sir Gilbert. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So guys, I know that you guys also enjoyed the talk so much. And with Sir's very informative talk, I'm sure you all have some questions for him. So with that, we are opening the floor for a question and answer portion. So if you guys have anything that you didn't quite understand about Sir Kes talk, or there's just anything that really sparks interest in you guys, feel free to ask questions to Sir Ke by commenting them down below. So again, we are opening the floor to a short Q&A. So guys, just go comment down below if you have any questions for Sir Ke. I'm sure Sir Ke here is very willing to answer all of your questions. Okay. So now we have our very first question. So, Sir Ke, what are the festivals that usually have lion dance performances?
Okay, so I mentioned a while ago, diba, Spring Festival or the Chinese New Year, that is the main event. But again, any good event you will see a lion dance. So example, if there are birthdays, especially the major birthdays, kunyari the 60th birthday of Angpong or Amma, things like that. You can also see them when businesses open. Diba? Sometimes house blessings even, diba? Especially if the house is quite big, diba? So they probably would hire lion dancers to usher in good luck, 'di ba? So tapos the more lions the better pa nga daw and more expensive also. So ayun, but any good event is proper, proper for the lion dance.
Okay, so to whoever asked that question, any good event, in any good event, the Chinese lion dance can be performed. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, so to the others, go ahead and ask some questions for Mr. K. Okay, we have another one. So, how do the performers make the lion's eyes blink?
Okay. That was something that intrigued me for years, and I only found out when I finally got to borrow one of the lion's head. I don't do the lion dance, by the way. I would love to learn, but I don't know how to do it. But when I borrowed it, dun ko nakita that there are individual parts, the eyes, the ears, and again, they are connected to each other by small wooden sticks or poles and strings. And then when you maneuver the head and then you pull on those strings, gagalaw sila, which again is quite difficult. You're multitasking kasi both your arms and your legs. Diba? So that is how they make those parts move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you explained it, it was like really difficult to think about it. Like you have to hold the bamboo, I mean the stick, and then maneuver the eyes. Wow, those lion dancers are actually really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our third question here. Are there any colors that lions can't be?
So far I've seen lions of any color, 'di ba? Pero even white or black, I would assume that white and black is something that we probably avoid because normally, 'di ba, we associate them with death, 'di ba? But I have seen a lot of lions even in white and black. But there are many traditional colors like kunyari red, 'di ba? Which is the most basic, red or gold or even green, 'di ba? But lions can come in any color, especially now that we have slightly modernized the lion dance. They can come in rainbow colors.
Okay, so yes, guys. So it can really be any color, black, white, the rainbow. So it can be anything. But usually the ones we see are the really bright ones, which as Sir Ke mentioned, red, we have yellow, green, orange. I think those are the ones we typically see in different festivals or Chinese celebrations. Okay, so how about the others? Do you guys have any more questions? If you have any, please don't hesitate to comment them down below because we have Mr. Ke here. You don't this is a very special opportunity that we have that Sir Ke is here, very, very willing to answer all of our questions about the Chinese lion dance. So please don't hesitate to ask.
So
Okay, we're
Erica,
waiting.
baka you have your own questions as well, 'di ba? You can
Yeah.
ask also. You can take
Yeah.
advantage of this event, 'di ba?
Yes, yes. I was actually about to mention that. Thank you so much. So yeah, while waiting for the others to ask a question, I was just wondering because I know you
Yeah.
you mentioned a while ago like the materials used for the Chinese lion dance. How about for the dragon dance? Is it made of the same materials or is it different?
The dragon dance is more or less made of the same material. It's just that the proportions are different and less moving parts as compared to the lion. Kasi
Hmm.
sa dragon, normally what I see is they get to move the mouth at the most, but no moving eyes or no moving horns whatsoever because no one's gonna maneuver that. So I think that yeah, they're made of the same material, but what I can tell you is both of them are heavy. Ayun. Both the dragon and the lion dance costumes are heavy.
Oh, I see. And
Yeah.
typically, how long is like the dragon?
Oh, the dragon, kasi I can't give an exact measurement kasi it
Mm-hmm.
depends on the manufacturer. Kasi I've seen dragons that, for example, are only held by 10 people. So it can be, kunyari, I don't know, 20 feet long, maybe. or
Mm.
longer even. Pero I've seen like longer dragons that are probably maneuvered by 20 to 30 people. That is for the very, very, very bongga events, but you rarely see them, di ba? So you have normally more or less maneuvered by, let's say, 10 people. Ayun. So there isn't really a more parang what you call this a set measurement for the dragon. For the lion, as long as it is more or less enough to cover two people, that's how big a lion dance costume is.
I see, I see. Thank you so much for that. So for the lion naman, of course, dapat it's not that long na baka that the person could step on, the costume or anything,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so we have another question here. It's somehow related to what I actually asked you, but this person's asking, what is the difference, or what are the differences really about between dragon dances and lion dances?
Okay. So as you saw in the video a while ago, di ba, a dragon dance or in the photo also, the dragon dance has poles that people, hold, and you can see the people holding those poles. Whereas a lion, the two people are covered by the costume, and there are more things to take care of in a lion dance, even though they're just two people. Kasi the legs have to perform as if they are, like an animal's legs. And as I told you, the person in front has to maneuver all the movable parts of the lion's head. Whereas a dragon dance naman, the difficulty of it is the coordinated movements of the people, especially when they're trying to make the dragon appear as if it is floating in the sky. So the way they make the body parang curve left and right, ganon, that is the difficulty of it. And the fact that, if you're on the streets, and there is kunyari a corner that you have to turn, make sure hindi sasabit yung dragon kasi baka masira, 'di ba? Or baka ma-damage yung costume. I mean the puppet, that giant puppet. So those are some of the main differences of the dragon and the lion dances.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Sir Ken. We have another question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
keep
so
it coming.
our next question is it true that we shouldn't give white envelopes to lion dances? If yes,
Oh,
why so?
interesting. Well, generally kasi in Chinese, we like giving money envelopes giving money in red envelopes. Or if it's not red, at least something that is very festive, at least for the like modern types of money envelopes. Kasi I've seen, pink, orange, whatever, but they should be in the bright colors because that is how we remove the bad spirits, diba? And giving money in white envelope is, at least in Chinese visual culture, is not very good, diba? Kasi white is usually associated with things like death, ganon. So we encourage giving money in colorful envelopes, especially red envelopes, if we are dealing with these lion dances.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And we have another question. Which is more common to see, lion or dragon dance? And does it have a regional preference in China or overseas?
Okay, so it is more common to see a lion dance. Preference being monetary usually. Kasi of course, if and not just monetary, but the space available. Because, a lion dance does not take up so much space while a dragon dance does. So those are some of the things. And of course, it depends on the event. If you are willing to spend more, then get more lions or even get yourself a dragon while you're at it. Diba? So those are some of the things to consider. Now for regional differences, interesting you mentioned because some regions they have their own version of the lion dance, and sometimes they don't even use a lion, or they probably will try to have an alternative animal, which is that unicorn, diba? But it's not really a unicorn. We call it chilin, diba? Which is not really a unicorn, but is another mythological creature that looks like a horse na hindi, like a griffin, parang ganon. So there is such a thing as a chilin dance, but this is this is in certain provinces only in China, and it's rarely seen. It's still more common to see the dragon or maybe the lion dance.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And we have another question. So, this person's asking, how long is the lion dance, like typically?
Oh, typically, like on the street, diba, a set is like maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But as you can see, sometimes kasi, there are lion dances that are more theatrical in nature, especially if they involve stunts or acrobatics. So it could go a lot longer depending on the need of the event. But for a typical short performance, like kunyari, mga housewarming or birthdays or even on the streets is probably maybe like 20 minutes roughly.
Okay. And one last question before we end this Q&A portion. Is it possible to do both, the lion and dragon dance at the same time or like in the same event? Parang yung dalawang dance nandun.
Yes, kasi you're absolutely right. You can do them both at the same time. Both of them signify auspiciousness, diba? So, like I think one or two videos that I showed a while ago, they had both the dragon and the lion dance, diba? So they usually are done sabay if the event can accommodate both the lion and the dragon dance. But sometimes you see only the lion, sometimes you see only the dragon. That's also fine.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for all of the responses, the answers that you gave, Mr. Ken. Thank you so much also to everyone who gave very interesting questions. So we don't have much time anymore, so that will be our last question for today. So with everything that we have learned today, we will now be showing our sincerest gratitude to Mr. Ke as our project managers present this certificate of appreciation to him for giving us a very, very wonderful and informative talk about the lion dance.
We would like to present this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Gilbert Jacob Kai for giving a talk entitled The Chinese Lion Dance, Myth, Magic, and Martial Arts during the 16th Spring Film Festival on this day of January 25, 2022.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ke. The Documentations and Publications Committee will now be taking our picture. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ke.
Thank you.
Okay, now that you guys have had the opportunity to get some knowledge through Mr. Ke's very informative talk, now it's time for me to ask questions naman for you, the audience, because I didn't quite know a lot of things that were mentioned there in the talk, and to somehow check up if you actually listen to Sir Ke's talk. So, my first question is, what are the two main styles of the Chinese lion dance? Again, what are the two main styles of the Chinese lion dance? So if you guys know the answer, please comment them down below to get a chance to win a prize. And as usual, the first person to type in the answer in the comment section will get a prize after this event. So again, as usual, the prize will be a surprise. I won't tell you guys right now, but definitely it's an amazing prize. So yes. Okay, now we have a winner. So thank you so much, Sherwayne Kai, for helping us. So the answer that we were looking for was north and south. So the two main styles of the Chinese lion dance, as mentioned by Sir Kia a while ago, is the north and the south. So for those who were not able to answer, don't worry because I still have more trivia questions to ask. So just listen carefully. Okay. So on to the next question. So my next question is, which group of people introduced the lion to China? Once again, which group of people introduced the lion to China? Okay, this is once again was mentioned during Sir Ke's talk. So again, please comment down below if you know the answer. Which is the group of people who introduced the lion to China? So I'll give a clue. Letter P. Okay, so I wonder who remembers. Okay, now we have a winner. Thank you so much to Jermaine de Castro. And the answer that we were looking for is Persians. Okay, so thank you so much to Jermaine de Castro. You were really listening to Sir Kes talk. So, okay. So, before we move on to our next question, we would like to once again recognize and show our deepest and sincerest gratitude to our gold sponsors. We have Motivo and Clio Activewear for sponsoring this event. So, and to express our gratitude for our sponsors, let us watch these few clips. Okay, so if you need some accessories for your gadgets or your electronics, go ahead and check out Motivo. And of course, if you are into activewear, if you love working out, please also do check Cleo's activewear. So now moving on. So our next question is actually a very very simple question. So the first person to answer will get the prize as usual. So the next question is, to make a lion dance, at least how many people are needed? Again, to make a lion dance, at least how many people are needed? Again, this was mentioned a while ago, so this is very, very easy. So the first one to comment the correct answer in the comment section down below will get the prize. Okay, now we have a winner. Congratulations to Maddie D. That was actually very, very fast. So yes, as mentioned earlier, we need 2 people to make the lion dance. Okay, so now for our last question. So this is your last opportunity to get a prize. So I will give an easy one so everyone can answer. But again, only the first person to comment the correct answer will get the prize. Okay, so here goes the last question. Which dance is the lion dance often confused with? Again, which dance is the lion dance often confused with? This is very, very easy. This is mentioned in Sir Guest Talk. This was mentioned multiple times as well during the Q&A portion. So I'm sure that you guys know this. So just comment down below. Okay, now we have a winner. Congratulations to Katrina Tan. And yes, that is correct. It is the dragon dance, which is often confused with the lion dance. So thank you so much and congratulations. So I guess you guys really learned a lot today from Sir Guest Talk. My questions were, first sure not enough to challenge you guys, but for all of our winners today, please wait for the Spring Film Festival team to contact you on how to claim your prize. And as we near the end, let us give the floor to our project managers. You have Wenjin and Robin to give a message of thanks.
We would like to thank everyone who attended today's synchronous event, as well as everyone who contributed to its success. We would like to thank everyone who attended today's synchronous event, as well as everyone who contributed to its success, including our co-presenters, sponsors, and partners. We would also like to thank Dr. Manabat Sherwin Kai, our Vice President for Cultural Affairs, along with all the other EBCBs for their guidance in helping us organize this event. Also, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to all our SFF 4 team members who truly made this event possible.
Last but not least, we would like to thank our host for today's event. With that, we will be presenting Erica with the Certificate of Appreciation for being the host of today's talk entitled The Chinese Lion Dance, Myth, Magic, and Martial Arts. The Documentations and Publications Committee will now be taking your picture. Thank you so much, Erica.
Okay, thank you so much also to our project managers and of course the entire Spring Film Festival core team for helping make this event successful and possible, and for also inviting me to be your host for today. So now as our event comes to a close, we cannot express enough our appreciation, of course, to our presenters. We have the Ateneo de Manila University, Ateneo Ricardo Leong Center for Chinese Studies, Chinatown Museum, and Ateneo Saladon. We also have our co-presenters, the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Jesuit Communications, Film Development Council of the Philippines, Shangri-La Plaza, and Red Carpet Cinema of the Shangri-La Plaza Mall for providing the films and supporting our movie film showing and live stream events. We would also like to thank our sponsors, Rich Prime Global Incorporated, Flexo Manufacturing Corporation, Ateneo Confucius Institute, Times Trading Co. Incorporated, and we have our year-long sponsors. We have Kuisen, Consulta MD, Smart, Jacinto and Lerio, Anvil Business Club, Bam Bike Revolution Cycles, and we also have the 16th Spring Film Festival sponsors, Motivo, Clio Activewear, and Art by Brittany, which again, to emphasize our gratitude, let us watch this video by Clio Activewear. And to express our gratitude for the rest of our sponsors, let us watch these few clips. As I mentioned a while ago, again for the third time, if you need some activewear or if you are into working out, go and check out Clio Activewear. So we are also in partnership with the Thomasian Film Society as they promote this very event on all their major platforms. And special thanks to the Loyola School's Office of the Associate Dean for Student and Administrative Services Campus Events Management Unit and the University Marketing and Communications Office. And as the Lion Dance talk comes to a close, we would also like to remind the audience of the remaining events that we have left and their respective dates. Please do note that there will still be a lantern workshop on the 28th of January from 2 to 3:30 p.m. and as well as a culminating night on 29th of January from 8 to 9 p.m. And we really wish we could see you all there. Also, please be reminded that there is still a free movie showing at the Red Carpet Cinema of the Shangri-La Plaza Mall from the 25th to the 31st of January. So to those interested, the movie showing will be at the Red Carpet Cinema 4. Again, it will be in the Red Carpet Cinema 4. But if the circumstance hinders you, you can also asynchronously view these movies on Vimeo by checking the link in the comments section or by scanning the QR code as flashed on the screen. So screenshot the guys. So again, if you can't make it to the Red Carpet Cinema 4, you can always view these asynchronously through in Vimeo, or you can just scan this QR code which is flashed on the screen right now. So go take a screenshot. Okay, so I'm sure you guys already took a screenshot. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who joined us today. I am once again Erica Limbago, your jolly with a hint of crazy sissy from 3BSME, your host for this year's Cultural Talk, the Chinese lion dance, myth, magic, and martial arts. Hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much.